Okay, I think we should be live now. Um, just wait a few minutes. Let me see. We should be live. Okay, yeah, we good. Man, it looks like my connection is really, really bad. Um, okay, we should be good. Should be though. I'm gonna say we are, but we should be good. Okay. I think we should be all right. Welcome to the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Today we're gonna be reacting to Piers Morgan, and I think he's gonna be talking to what's the guy from the Daily Wire? I forget his name. Michael something. And I think he's gonna be talking to some Democrats too, guys. And I think they really unhinged. So yeah, Michael Knowles, that's his name. Yeah. So let's just get right into it, guys. I've been hearing a lot about this video, so we finna just react to it because why not?
Well, joining me now is the CPAC chair, Matt Schlapp, the host of the Michael Knowles Show, Michael Knowles, the host of Pushing the Limits, Brian Shapiro, and Joanne Carducci, also known as JoJo from Jersey. Well, welcome to all of you. Let me start with you, Michael Knowles, just on that point. It was a kind of fun debate, I guess, but it has got an extraordinary amount of traction. This idea of whether Zelensky should have worn a suit. Do you think it matters?
I think that people just don't like Zelensky. And so I think sometimes, you remember this from the schoolyard. If you don't like someone, you start to make fun of some aspect of the person, how they dress, how they...
I'm going to be honest, guys. My take on that, I don't really care if he wears a suit or not, but just coming into the White House and utterly disrespecting Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, that's a no for me, man. I ain't going to lie.
How they look, whatever. But I don't think it's really about the suit. You know, Winston Churchill looked great in his frilly burgundy rompers. And I think Zelensky looks perfectly out of central casting in his war fatigues. I think this is more about hundreds of billions of dollars in the Ukraine war. I don't think it's so much sartorial, because if anyone walked into the Oval Office, even wearing the nicest suit he could find, it would pale in comparison to President Trump's Brioni. And I think we all know it.
That is true. Let's cut to the bigger story, which is the speech that Trump made last night, Michael. I mean, it's had pretty rave reviews, actually, from, I would say, the majority of people. I'm watching it myself in real time, 90-odd minutes, the longest speech of the State of the Union kind, even though it wasn't technically called that because he's only been there a few weeks. But it was a State of the Union speech in many ways. But it was also a chance for Trump to remind people of the unbelievable number of things that he and his administration have already done in the first few weeks since he took office again, which I think, having spoken to him a number of times myself in the last 6 months.
Guys, Trump has been doing absolutely amazing. Do not let these libtards lie to you guys and making it seem like, oh, Trump's getting rid of health care. Trump's getting rid of funding for cancer patients and all this other dumb crap. Like, look, guys, he's cutting useless spending, basically, guys. Don't let these people lie to you.
Months. It plays into the sense that I get about Trump, that he believes he's had a second chance at life after the assassination attempt that failed, became so close to killing him, and a second chance at the presidency, which, again, he must have had moments in the last 4 years where he may have thought that had gone. So I get a feeling of a guy in a hurry, determined now to make a legacy. And I also got a feeling at the same time of a Democrat Party in complete and utter disarray and utterly clueless as to how to deal with Donald Trump.
Without question, there's that old observation from Dr. Johnson that hanging concentrates the mind. When a man looks death, be it political death or physical death in the face, it can focus him very much. And I think on both counts, Trump.
They tried to make Donald Trump and Elon Musk enemies. That didn't work. They tried to basically lie and say he's getting rid of health care and he's cutting Social Security and all this, that, and the third. That didn't work. And now, guys, they're just basically resorting to being children like they usually do. They're back to step one, and which is TDS.
Trump has done that. So he's moved very quickly. He promised that we would get tired of winning. I am a little bit tired. I'm not tired of the winning, but I am tired. It's an amazing flurry of things that he's accomplished in the first 6 weeks. And as you say, Piers, the speech was extraordinarily well received. CBS News, which is no fan of President Trump, had a poll out right after the speech, showed 76% of viewers approved of it. And when you drill down into specifics, the numbers only got better from there. The key to the speech was that President Trump was having a good time and the Democrats didn't know how to react to that. And then he had that one little trap for them. He said, I've come up here 5 times and these people won't applaud anything. I could cure the worst disease. I could accomplish the greatest feat. These people will not applaud for me. And he made the Democrats look ridiculous because they had their noisemakers and their signs. And he dared them. He said, I dare you to stand up. They wouldn't do it. They're so intransigent. And so at one moment, as we know, is probably the moment that stole the show, Trump had a 13-year-old boy who's fought cancer for 6-7 years, made him an honorary Secret Service agent. If there's one thing in the country that everyone should agree on, it's that that's a really sweet moment.
Yeah,
and these Democrats couldn't be bothered to stand up. Many of them couldn't be bothered to clap. They looked awful. I think it was a nasty thing for the Democrats to do, but they just looked so awful. No wonder Trump is getting great marks in the polls.
They look really bitter.
Piers Morgan Uncensored is now proudly independent on.
Hold on, let's skip the ad revenue.
This company secure.
I feel you, Piers.
Clip. So let's. Yeah, Jojo, I actually want you to respond, but only after I've played the clip. So let's play the clip that Michael just alluded to about this young boy.
Tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
That's crazy, man.
Thank you, DJ.
Jojo, I gotta say,
why are you look at this dude's face? Like, come on, bro with the hat. Why are you looking like that, bro? What's the problem? What is the issue? You mad because a child survived brain cancer? Fix your face, bro. See, look at Michael Knowles' face and look at this dude's face. Come on, man.
Who 5 years ago was given 5 months to live with brain cancer. I lost a very close friend of mine to brain cancer recently. It's a horrific thing for anyone to have, whether you're a young guy, whether you're an older guy, anyone. The idea that you could have a moment that heartwarming, which should be just a moment of levity, of unity for all Americans to go, you know what, that's great. Look at that kid. He's still here. He's living his dream.
There you go.
And he's getting this moment. The idea that that would be turned into a political protest by so many Democrats in the room who not only refuse to stand up, but actually refuse to applaud.
Right. Why are you guys mad? I thought you guys didn't like police. Don't y'all want to defund the police? So what's the problem? Like, Trump shouting out a kid that wants to be a police officer. The Republicans back the blue. We support police officers, bro. So what's the issue?
All that young man got his moment. I thought that was utterly reprehensible. Do you?
Well, here's what I will say. My heart goes out to DJ. I am a mom. My daughter is 12, almost 12. My son is 15. I also have lost friends to cancer. And I I would have probably stood up and clapped because it was a very emotional moment. But what we are doing now, what is happening now, is that young boy's story is being used and corrupted for more political
No.
Wait
a minute.
How is it being corrupt? The only one that's trying to turn this moment bad is you guys, the Democrats, because all you guys do is try to separate and divide. How is that? These people are literally nuts, man. How is this being corrupted? Only one that's corrupting it is you guys. What do you mean?
Wait a minute.
That's exactly what you just did. But that's exactly what you just did.
Hang on. The corruption, if you like, the political corruption of that moment and that boy occurred the moment the Democrats decided not to applaud him. In that moment, they made it a political firestorm quite deliberately.
But let me ask you. Okay, let me ask you a question, Piers. What do you think does more for someone like DJ? Standing up and clapping at an address of Congress, or funding childhood cancer research? Which one of those two things do you think will benefit that young man and other young boys like him? Because what is not happening right now is that the Republicans are...
Hang on.
I haven't finished, but
like, you're not going to let him finish? Jeez. Why are you talking over the host?
I haven't actually finished because I would like to just back up what I'm saying with facts.
Your voice is very annoying.
Ask me a question.
I didn't finish it. You didn't let me finish it.
How much awareness do you think that moment has given to brain cancer in America? How much funding do you think is happening right now?
Okay.
How much funding do you think is happening right now as a direct result of what happened?
Is it enough to get Doge to restore the NIH funding?
Here we go. Elon Musk. It's like, yo, they already preparing for when Trump get out of office, bro. They're going to be talking about Elon Musk forever now. This is insane.
But pediatric cancer research, is it enough? Because right now, that is what's happening. So you tell me, Piers.
It's money laundering, lady. All of this useless spending is literally money laundering. And money that's just going to dumb crap. What are you talking about? They're not cutting anybody's actual Social Security. They're finding people they're claiming to be ages of what, 241? They found somebody who was like 300 years old. How? That's what I'm saying, bro. This is basically fake, bro. It's money laundering.
How much is enough attention to get Elon Musk, who now apparently officially runs Doge, even though Donald Trump told a federal court that he doesn't? How much attention is enough attention to get him to start funding that research again?
All right, let me bring in Matt Schlatt. Hang on. Matt Schlatt was shaking his head there. Matt?
Yeah, so they just passed a budget resolution out of the House of Representatives, which will actually spend more money than we spent last year. I don't like that. I'd like to see cuts.
This is the old
trope from Democrats that somehow you're compassionate when you spend money. Well, if they're right about that, we should have been able to solve literally every problem under Joe Biden because of our national debt. Second of all, if we don't ferret out the waste, fraud, and abuse, which starts with transparency, shouldn't we know where every grant is going from every one of these agencies? Shouldn't they withstand the public scrutiny? And if you're right,
the Democrats never told us how our money was being spent, guys, and that was the problem. And then when you look at what the money was going to, it's going to things like transgender rats. How can you transgender a rat, bro? That's what I'm saying, bro. Don't nobody got time for this nonsense. Literally.
If you think Doge is all about trying to kill kids with cancer, I don't think it's going to be very popular, and I don't think it'll continue very long. But the opposite is happening. You have middle-class voters. You have middle-class voters that are saying, I can't afford to put gas in my car and food on my table. I can't afford all the taxes that come my way. And I think my government...
Those prices have gone up under Donald Trump.
Loaded. What'd you say?
All right, let me bring it.
Those prices have gone up under Donald Trump.
Let me bring in Brian, because Brian's been reacting.
45 days.
Okay, hang on. Let me bring in Brian.
So it's not. He said that the pain that they're going to experience was attributable to him. He said that.
Jojo, we take it in turn. Jojo, let me moderate the panel, please. Brian, you were shaking your head again there. Let me ask you, Brian, just from a human point of view, the optics of what the Democrats did in relation to that young man, DJ? Well, obviously, never mind anything else, just politically, ludicrously self-harming. Everyone woke up today and went, what the hell? You can't even applaud a young boy?
Literally, though, with cancer.
Here's my problem with this argument. Where were you guys when Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert were screaming at Joe Biden during the State of the Union?
Are you kidding?
When he was trying...
Bro, this hat dude, I knew this dude was stupid. I knew this dude was stupid, bro. Why are you bringing up Marjorie Taylor Greene, bringing up Laken Riley, who Joe Biden brought up anyways, and then he says Lincoln Riley. He didn't even say Laken Riley. He got the name wrong, you moron. What are you talking about? He literally had the Laken Riley button ready to speak about her, bro. Marjorie Taylor Greene knew they were going to speak about Laken Riley. That's why she brought it up, you dummy. Are you really trying to compare what Marjorie Taylor Greene did when she was bringing awareness to a girl who got killed by an illegal immigrant that Joe Biden let into our country, you dumbass? You comparing that to Al Green not sitting his ass down when he's been told multiple times? This is why the Democrats are almost at the R word, but this is why the Democrats are just stupid now, bro. They are just literally dumb. They don't live in reality. They literally just do not live in reality, guys. This is utterly insane.
Trying to honor the soldiers.
I was saying how
who
wrong
passed
it
away
was.
in Afghanistan.
What's going on, Brooke?
I was saying how wrong
people
it
like
was.
Michael and I understand, but people like Michael and others on the far right were not. Where were you when Marjorie Taylor Greene was decked out in her ridiculous MAGA gear, looking like an imbecile? The problem I have with this...
You're a moron, bro. This dude is actually dense, bro. Like, this dude is actually dense. Are you seriously comparing this to what the hell these Democrats was doing for when Trump was speaking? They're putting up signs like it's an auction, guys. They're yelling and screaming. Al Green sitting up there looking like a Neanderthal, wouldn't sit his ass down somewhere, and they kicked his ass out. They gave him chance after chance after chance to sit down. Marjorie Taylor Greene wasn't standing up looking like a clown. What do you mean? Make it make sense, bro. You got to make it make sense because you don't make sense right now, bro, talking. You just don't.
And I agree with JoJo here.
I'm sorry I keep pausing it, guys, but what did Al Green do when he stood up? What awareness did he bring to anything when he stood up? All he did was just stand up and try to talk smack about Donald Trump. Marjorie Taylor Greene brought awareness to Laken Riley, bro. Stop being stupid, Hat Man. Your name is Hat Man from here on out throughout this whole video.
Here, the problem I have is it seems to me that people are using death and they're using people for political gain. For example, there were illegal immigrants that committed terrible crimes under the Trump administration as well. Why weren't those victims invited there yesterday? I feel like MAGA Republicans and Donald Trump, for example, uses a police officer's death, which is horrible. We all agree, a terrible thing, right? But there were plenty of police officers that passed away under or were murdered under the...
Bro, y'all bringing awareness to dudes like George Floyd, bro. This dude was a criminal. So it's bad to bring awareness to a police officer that fought and died for our country. But it's okay to bring awareness to a dude that was a criminal who literally died from drugs. This dude literally died from drugs. And y'all gave this man a gold statue. Bail. What's wrong with you guys, bro? And you guys, that's why I'm like, Democrats, man. Democrats are actually dumb. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. Democrats are actually dumb. This is actually getting embarrassing.
The Trump administration as well. Why didn't Trump go to those wakes? Why weren't they invited yesterday? Why is it only people?
Brian, hang on, just to be clear then, you condemn all of it, do you? In other words, you condemn what Marjorie Taylor Greene did. So by definition, do you also condemn what the Democrats did last night? Are you an all-encompassing condemner of that kind of behavior, or only if it's Republicans?
So I think that's a very fair characterization of my opinion, but I also will add this caveat to it. If the Democrats 5 or 10 minutes into the speech all walked out, I think they would have been better off doing that. If they walked in there wearing, I don't know, Zelensky gear, I would have been okay with that. Yes, they probably should have stood up and probably should have clapped in that moment. But at the same time, I want consistency. I don't even think they should have been sitting there. Yes, I think they looked a little bit...
Arguments. If both of you guys just agreed that they should have stood up, why didn't they? Like, y'all are forgetting the argument here, bro. I think these two people are honestly dumb, bro. And I think Piers Morgan know what he be doing when he be putting these dumb people on here on his show, because he know people like me is going to spaz out. Because what is you talking about, bro? The whole argument is that they didn't stand up and clap. If both of you guys agree that they should have stood up and clapped, what's the argument, bro? Why are you even talking? Why are you guys even talking? Is anybody even realizing this? Am I tripping?
Ridiculous with their signs. I think they would have been better put just leaving the speech altogether.
All right, let me
This is ridiculous.
Michael,
whataboutism.
I'm going to come back to
Totally
Michael.
ridiculous.
Hang on, Michael. I'm going to play you.
I can't even believe nobody pointed that out, though. Nobody on this wait a minute, bro. Time out. Nobody on this panel just pointed that out. We got 5 people on this panel that didn't just point out the fact that they both just agreed that the people should have stood up and clapped. Yet you're arguing. You know what? Okay.
Play you a couple more clips from last night.
Oh my God, Marjorie Taylor Greene showed up decked out in MAGA gear. Michael, give me a break.
Hang on, Jojo.
Yeah, Michael, where were you then, Michael?
Hang on. Cancer survivor.
Can I play some? Let me play some clips first. Let me play some clips
all
first, then we'll continue the debate. Let me play the clip. Jojo, let me please moderate the panel. You always want to keep talking. Just pipe down. Michael, I want to play 2 clips.
One is down.
One is the Democrats not standing for the family of Lake and Riley. And one is the Democrats holding signs. Yeah, pipe up when I tell you to. Let's watch the Lake and Riley moment first.
Lady, bro.
It's called the Laken-Riley Act. So Allison and Lauren, America will never, ever forget our beautiful Laken Hope Riley.
Again, Michael, to me, staggering that there were some Democrats there sitting down and not applauding that family. Whatever your politics, that's about a family of a woman whose life was desecrated in the most appalling manner. The least you can do is show the family some respect. Put aside partisan politics. The second thing was the Democrats holding all these signs, which I just thought,
like
we've got pictures of it here.
Like
I just thought it was so childish. It was so like sixth form common room stuff.
I'll bid on it. Like, you look stupid. Do y'all not know how stupid y'all look? Come on with that, y'all. Like, get real. Look at Rashida Tlaib. Look at her. Can I zoom in? Look at her. Stop.
Stuff. You know, their little signs, false, etc. I just thought that was embarrassing. And again, it comes back to my original thing, which is the Democrats just do not know how to tackle Trump, particularly Trump.
They act
Mark
like
II.
literal kids.
Yes, I was waiting for the signs to read "I am rubber and you are glue" or something like that. It was totally pathetic. To your point on Lake and Riley and the other victims of illegal aliens who have come into this country, one distinction between the Trump administration, first one, and the Biden administration is, of course, crime is always going to happen. It's a fallen world. But President Trump was able to bring illegal border crossings down to the lowest levels that we've had in 25 years. Just 6 months ago, we were told by Joe Biden that he couldn't close the border because he needed some new bill from Congress to give people amnesty. And it turns out that wasn't true. President Trump in 6 weeks was able to bring illegal crossings down to the lowest number in a quarter century, and he didn't need any new law to do it, which means what we all have known for a long time. The Democrats encouraged illegal aliens by the millions to come into this country, up to 11,000 people in a single day. And they didn't deport criminal aliens. And some of those criminal.
Why are you shaking your head? What is unfactual about what Michael Knowles just said? What are you talking about, bro? Why are you shaking your head like he just said something wrong? These people are nuts.
Aliens, even the ones
Wrong.
who had been arrested for prior offenses, went on to attempt to rape and kill American citizens. So that's the difference. Are you actually going to try to do something?
You do realize that 90% of the people that were coming through our border was military-aged men, right, lady? Do you realize that? Oh, I forgot. Wrong. Everything is wrong.
Something about the problem. So I agree with you, Piers. I think that what the Democrats did last night with DJ, the 13-year-old cancer survivor, with the family of Lake and Raleigh, I think what they did was terribly immoral, but I think it was also just basic political malpractice. How on earth are you going to disrespect a childhood cancer survivor? And by the way, they're the ones who made this political, because not only did they disrespect that young man in the room, but then afterward they went on television, and Nicole Wallace on MSNBC said, oh, it was a heartwarming moment.
What I'm saying, I did a video on that, guys. They basically just told the kid, oh, well, hopefully you don't get bullied and off yourself later on in the future when you get older. Like, what is wrong with it? Who says stuff like that? Who literally talks like that? Please tell me. I have to know. Who tells a kid to basically off themselves on national television and they don't get held accountable, guys? What world are we living in, man? America is nuts. America is actually crazy. And then you guys are getting mad because Trump is bringing awareness to a kid who survived brain cancer, a 13-year-old kid. But the Democrats literally will idolize people like George Floyd, Black Lives Matter, and Antifa. And this dude was a literal criminal. This dude has a rap sheet as long as I don't know, but this dude is a literal career criminal. And this dude he died from fentanyl, guys. You do realize he had 11.0 grams of fentanyl. You only need 3.0 grams of fentanyl to die, right? What he had in his body, and he had 3 grams of methamphetamine on top of that. That can literally kill like 3 horses, bro. He ain't surviving that. Then he had heart conditions as well, guys. So we have to be smart here when we want to bring awareness to the right people.
I'm going to play that.
George Floyd definitely wasn't it.
And I just hope he doesn't kill himself. Totally
I'm going to play that
clip. Talk about the substance
hang on, Jojo. Hang on, Jojo. Jojo, I will come to you right after I play this clip that Michael just alluded to.
Literally, though.
But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump's supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to test.
Like, why would that even happen? Why would that even happen? Why would he commit suicide? Why would he do that? Because he's a Trump supporter? Maybe because the Democrats are trying to bully him into thinking being a Trump supporter is bad, or being a Republican is bad, or being anti-commie, being anti-socialism, being anti-Marxism is bad. Anti-dictator basically is bad. Make it make sense, guys. You got to make it make sense, because this is absolutely crazy what this lady is saying right now.
Testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then live to see Donald Trump pardon those people.
Now, that is an adult woman
talking
about a young boy with brain cancer potentially taking his life if he ever becomes a police officer. Can you, Jojo, not at least take a beat just to say that was reprehensible?
This is actually crazy, though.
I can't speak for Nicole Wallace. What I would love to do is speak about the merits of
what she said.
The speech that Donald Trump gave last night.
Hang on.
Would I say that?
No. What do you think of what she said?
Okay, I wouldn't say that.
What do you think of what she said?
But what I would say, and what I did say,
do you condemn it?
I wouldn't say that. But what I would say, I'm speaking for myself.
Do you condemn it?
I'm not condemning her comments. No, I wouldn't condemn. I can't condemn her
What?
comments because I'm.
Guys, am I the only one hearing this? Am I literally the only one hearing this crap? Bro, this lady is literally nuts, bro. So you're not condemning it. Man, okay.
Because unfortunately, we live in a world, Piers, unfortunately, we live in a world where Donald Trump has pardoned those people who
What's it got to do with Donald Trump?
Our Capitol police officers.
You are the same party that said y'all aren't above the law, but Joe Biden pardoned his son. And this dude is a literal on-the-book pedophile, though. Pedo, I should say. This dude literally was talking about in the 90s about when he was basically locking up black folks for having a crack, and his son literally is smoking crack with minors. Like, and then you're doing business with the China Communist Party, the CCP, money laundering and all sorts of things through artwork, because they always want to say, oh, it's art. It ain't art. You're money laundering, buddy. But that's what I'm saying, guys. I digress, bro.
What does that have to do with Donald Trump? What does what have to do with Donald Trump?
You said you wouldn't have said what?
Did you ever condemn him for that?
No. Let me find out.
Let me just ask you. What if he grows up to be someone who defends our capital?
Let me ask you. Why wouldn't you have said what Nicole Wallace said then? If you don't condemn it, what's wrong with it?
Because I want to talk about the content of the speech that Donald Trump gave last night.
But I've also asked you a question, and I expect you to answer it.
Aside from Brian, wants to do that. You didn't answer my question about the NIH, so I'm not going to give that. I'm not going to.
I answered your question.
To be fair, I'm asking a question.
Can I add something?
Piers is
you're asking the questions, but Piers, don't you want to talk about the merits of the speech?
I'd like you to answer the questions that I asked you. I'd like you to answer my question.
I did answer the question several times. Those are not my words. Those are Nicole Wallace's words. If you want to ask Nicole Wallace if she stands by her words, why don't you ask her to come on your show?
I'm asking you if you condemn them.
I can speak for myself. And for myself...
Why can't you just... Okay, you know what? Let's just keep going.
No, again, why don't you ask Nicole Wallace how she feels about what she said, and ask me about my opinions? Do you want? Am I here to talk about Nicole Wallace or to talk about what I think?
No, it's fine. Jojo, it's fine.
Am I Nicole Wallace?
You've made it clear you do not want to condemn her words.
You didn't answer my question about the NIH either.
That's fine.
I did not say that. Condemn is an awfully strong term.
It's not my job to answer your question.
No, Pete, go ahead.
You're on my show.
It's not my job to answer for Nicole Wallace.
Or you don't.
It's not my job to answer for Nicole Wallace.
You made your point. You made your point. Let me ask Brian the same question.
So can we talk about the merits of the actual speech now?
I'll come back to you. You wouldn't answer the question. I'm going to ask Brian the same question. Brian, would you condemn what Nicole Wallace said? It's a ridiculous question.
So I'll answer your question, but I want to start out by saying this to what Jojo was.
This is why you can't talk to Democrats, bro. Why can't you answer the question first and then give your opinion? That's how that works, bro. This isn't how this works when you're on somebody else's show when you can just say, I'll answer the question, but before I answer the question, like, bro, if you ain't going to answer the questions, you can leave. What is you talking about? I'll answer the questions, but before I do, like, bro, you ain't got no dictatorship over here, dude. Answer the question first and then give your opinion. And honestly, that's respectively how you're supposed to answer a question. You're supposed to give your answer first, then explain why you gave your answer. What is wrong with these Democrats?
Was saying you have a bunch of Capitol police officers that were beaten with their own batons, people that were convicted of seditious conspiracy. I find it interesting that MAGA Republicans find it convenient to only back the blue when it helps them with their narrative. I think that's what Jojo was talking about. Now, I wouldn't have said that statement either, but at the same point, I think I understand what she was. I don't think she said it very well. I believe the point that she was trying to make is you have these capital.
Guys, how does the video sound on you guys' end? Does it sound good or does it sound a little choppy? Do I need to turn it down or just let me know, guys, how it sounds? Please and thank you.
Police officers, some of them have lost their lives, were beaten with their own batons. Some of them have traumatic brain injury. But yet, why didn't Donald Trump invite any of those people? I'm just wondering. So you can't have it both ways here. While I don't like the comment that was made, I also don't like the fact that MAGA Republicans seem to back the blue only when it's convenient for them. I want to say one other thing really quickly about Michael.
One person was killed in political violence on January 6th, and it was a Trump supporter who was killed by a trigger-happy cop.
Okay, so I want to respond to that right now, and that's nonsense that you just said.
Brian Sicknick couldn't be reached for comment, could he, Michael?
Brian Sicknick, hold on a second. Brian Sicknick died the next day. And for you to claim, hold on a second. Give me 30 seconds to make my point. Excuse me.
It's in the autopsy.
Give me 30 seconds. Can I finish my point, please, to what you just said? And all I need is 30 seconds to do so. If you are making the case on this national show that Brian Sitnick's death the next day had nothing to do with January 6th, then you are an
I'm not
imbecile,
making that
sir,
point.
with
The
all due
medical
respect.
examiner made that point.
Just look at what the scientists
What a hill to
involved.
die on. Great job, Michael.
Let me bring in.
I'm just reciting what the medical.
I tried.
Let me bring in Matt here.
False accusation.
All right.
Okay, so
let me bring in. I'm glad.
Shameful.
Let me just say.
Shame on you.
I'm glad, Jojo, you now find things disgusting. It's interesting what you find disgusting and what you're not prepared to find disgusting.
The death of a police officer, Piers? We're talking about the death of a police officer.
When did Democrats start? When did Democrats care about police? I'm confused. Now you guys care about police officers? You guys want to defund the police, lady. Like, stop being a hypocrite. Your party wants to defund the police. They are anti-police. And if I'm being honest with you, that's not good because majority of the police officers are straight white men. And when you guys basically idolize stuff like Black Lives Matter stuff, and basically you guys just want to arrest them or put them in jail for plainly just doing their jobs. And they're not about to keep settling for that.
You're talking about the actual death of the police officer. Piers, I know you know that those pardons were wrong. I know you know that because you've said it. And I know that you stand with those officers. So I cannot believe that you would defend Michael Knowles dragging that man's life.
If you're asking me,
reading the news report,
if you're asking me for my opinion, if you want my opinion about January 6th, I thought what happened was a complete disgrace. It shamed America. It should never have happened. I also felt that a lot of the people were given far too lengthy prison sentences. And I also felt that by comparison to what happened to the people who caused a lot of damage to property and who attacked police officers during the Black Lives Matter riots, there was a very good...
Thank you, Piers. Like, come on, bro. Y'all keep talking about January 6th like the Black Lives Matter Antifa ain't caused $2 billion in property damage. What are you guys talking about here, bro? They literally ruined Minnesota. They ruined Chicago. They ruined all of these inner cities. Blue, all blue.
Good, strong argument that there was a double standard and hypocrisy about the way that the left and the right treated these things when it came to their own side. So that's my view. Let me bring in Matt here.
The death of Officer Sicknick, though, sir. The death of Officer Sicknick.
Okay, let Brian finish his point, then I'll go to Matt.
He is annoying, by the way.
I appreciate it. Just really quickly, 30 seconds. Going back to what Michael was saying about the clapping, I just wanted to comment on that real quickly. There were a lot of people clapping when Donald Trump said that the war was going to be over in 24 hours. A lot of Republicans like you were clapping when Donald Trump said he was going to hire a special prosecutor to go after Hillary Clinton and he was going to build a wall and Mexico is going to pay for it. Who cares if people clap? I don't care if Elizabeth Warren is standing up and clapping. You know what I care about is results. And right now, gas prices are up. Inflation is up. The war in the Ukraine is still going on. What's going on in the Middle East is a disaster right now. So you can stand up and you can clap, Michael, until the cows come home, but that won't change the fact that Donald Trump is failing this country.
Okay,
well, he's failing this country by basically cutting useless spending and giving it back to Americans, and basically anointing people like Tom Homan, who is literally getting all of the criminals out day one. What is he talking about, bro? These people literally are not in touch with reality, and I'm serious when I say that. I'm literally not. Like, I'm serious, man. There will be no more Democratic Party in 2025.
Most people, over 3/4 approved of his speech, and his approval rating's above water. So
that's right.
Okay, well, 70% of Republicans think.
And also,
hold on, 70%.
Hang on. The point,
of Republicans think that Donald Trump won the 2020 election.
Brian, the point I would make is that it's not actually about political stuff. It's just there should be in every State of the Union speech by any president, left or right, Democrat, Republican. It doesn't matter to me. There should be moments of humanity when actually everybody puts the politics to one side and simply says, you know what? A young man with brain cancer gets made a member of the Secret Service and it's the most moving of moments. We just applaud that for what it is. We don't need to invoke January 6th. We don't need to say all these other things.
Pierce, I don't disagree.
You're not wrong,
with
but
you
it
there,
was a
but you
political
have Donald
speech
Trump
that we're not
but
talking
you have,
about.
Hold on, you have Donald Trump calling Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas. He's calling the left all crazy people up there on that stage. I agree.
Are you this ass? Thank you, Brooke. Now we have a real name for this guy. This asshat is truly dense. And I really mean that when I say that, guys. He was making the Pocahontas joke because she claimed that she was Indian, Native American. You dummy. It's a joke. What is wrong with this dude, man? I'm talking dummy. Your hat is a little too tight on your head, man.
Agree with you, Piers, but there has to be decorum with the guy who's actually making the speech as well. Can we criticize
I would remind
for him
you.
attacking
I would
people?
remind you. By the way, somebody who would have been a much better bet to be the Democrat nominee in the last election of Michelle Obama. When they go low, we go high. It seems that the Democrats now are like, when Trump goes low, we're going to go lower.
No, we don't do that.
It's a losing strategy. Let me bring in Matt, who's been waiting very patiently.
He incited an attack on that chamber, Piers.
All right, let
Can't
Matt
go lower
speak,
than
please.
that.
Jojo, let Matt speak. Jojo. Matt, I'm sorry.
Wait.
Matt, your response.
Okay, so let's go through all this. The fact is, no one's saying that you have to cheer for Donald Trump. You can dislike all of his policies. You can hate him or loathe him personally. What Piers is trying to say, what Michael is trying to say is that good politicians like Barack Obama and Bill Clinton, Democrats who have been successful nationwide, use these opportunities to try to appeal to all America. And it's not just Americans who are watching this speech. The whole world is watching this speech. So no one's trying to convince you guys to fall in love with Donald Trump. And the secondary thing here is the reason why the American people are increasingly divorcing themselves from this socialist democratic party is because they don't seem to have those patriotic ideals that previous Democrats had. For instance, it seemed like there was a time when everybody was pro-cop. It doesn't mean that every cop did the right thing in every circumstance.
Thank you.
But generally, you wanted to fund cops.
The Democratic Party is over here crying about Piers. First of all, what she was saying was a lie because Piers was not mocking the death of a police officer. But she was sitting up here talking about the death of the police officer. Bro, your party literally defunds the police. Your party is literally anti-police. You guys are pro-criminal. You guys are pro-Marxist. You guys are pro-communist. You guys are pro-socialism. What's like everybody knows this by now. So stop acting like a hypocrite. And then here's the thing. When it comes to Barack Obama and these, that, and the third, all these politicians, even though they're stupid Democrats, they're not doing all of this trash nowadays with the Democrats doing now, the far left. These people are doing up signs like it's an auction. Trump is still Trump. All they can do is say Donald Trump and have a colored wig on and do stupid gimmicks like the Create Your Fighter video. Like, these people are slow. These people are actually slow and dumb. If you're a Democrat nowadays, man, only God can help you, man. Seriously. Let's continue, guys. And like and subscribe if you guys didn't already.
Party glommed onto this BLM idea that somehow you didn't need cops. When I do these CPACs all over the world, I had liberals come up to me in these countries say, how can you be anti-cop? That's insane. How about standing up for the military, being pro-military? These were things that we held in common. And there were dozens of Democrats that would stand with Republicans on questions of national security, question on funding these things. What you saw last night is that it's become vogue for Democrats to separate themselves from absolutely everything, including normalized things that everyone should be able to accept because it's associated with Trump. Now, people can make a moral argument that they have to do that because Trump is malign. I don't agree with that. But what they're doing is committing the most heinous, stupid political act, which means they're telling the people who just voted him out of office that they haven't learned anything or listened.
I agree. And what the Democrats need, honestly.
Hang on. We were going to actually talk about what he said.
Hang on. Don't all talk at once. I'm just going to make a point that I think what the Democrats are desperately crying out for is somebody new and fresh and exciting, like a Bill Clinton, like a Barack Obama, who can burst through all this ridiculous, frenzied anti-Trump nonsense and present an actual vision for the Democrats and for America that will galvanize new support. Because right now, I just see the Democrats are trapped in this awful Trump derangement syndrome. Yeah, well, Brian, I've got a question. I'm going to come to you, but I'm going to go first of all to Jojo on this because it's about women. I want to play a clip to you. This is where Donald Trump talked about trans athletes in women's sport?
I also signed an executive order to ban men from playing in women's sports.
Oh, look at them. Look at them. They are so look at over there in the far right hand side, guys. These people are actually slow. That is crazy. So you people want men to compete in women's sports. Like, what's wrong with these people?
3 years ago, Peyton McNabb was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury, partially paralyzing her right side and ending her athletic career. It was a shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it.
Man. And those people are sitting down.
Jojo, do you agree with
those are the same people sitting down, bro, not clapping for men getting put out of women's sports. This dude literally hit the ball so hard, she was paralyzed temporarily. Come on, guys. Evil.
With him that the issue of trans athletes in women's sport is damaging to women's rights and negatively impacts on women?
What I would love to discuss actually is
Can you just answer the question, please?
And the fact
just answer. Please answer the question.
I don't think this is an issue this wasn't a State of the Union.
I'm asking you a question
specifically, but this. I'd like to talk about how we're not talking about the price of eggs. We're not talking about the price of gas. We're not talking about the cost of living or what the stock market did yesterday. We're not talking about what he's actually doing.
About the speech.
This is an issue, Piers, which impacts such a small percentage
do you want to answer
the
the question or not?
The American people care about the cost of
not?
living. They care about the price of eggs. They care about the stock market crashing. These are the things they care about. Instead of that,
hey, Brooke, they heard your prayers, Brooke. Yo, they have to put some duct tape on that one.
Yes,
if you're not going to answer the question, I'm going to mute you.
The merits of
let me bring in Brian.
Can we talk about if we're talking about random?
Sorry, this is ridiculous. Okay,
Muter.
Can we just please? Jojo just refuses to answer my question.
The substance of his speech.
Let me ask Brian. Brian, do you agree with what Trump did about trans athletes in women's sport? Do you agree it was unfair and impacts negatively on women?
Asshat.
I will.
Let's go, asshat. Don't disappoint.
Answer your question directly if you could give me 45 seconds to do so.
No, I just want to answer the question.
I feel like
you can't
if you're born a man.
I hate this gaslighting. Just makes me sick, guy. What do you mean? Give you the 45? He's literally giving you the floor right now. Just answer the question. Am I tripping right now? What do you mean? I'll answer the question and you just give me 45 seconds to do. Like, bro, just answer it. He's literally giving you the floor. I don't understand.
You can't all keep doing pre-planned speeches about something else.
Question directly.
Like this.
Okay. I'm answering your question directly. Crazy. If you're born a man, transition to a woman, I have never believed that you should be on the same playing field as a woman. However, this is not a top 5 issue or a top 10 issue in polls around the country.
It is.
No, it's not. In what poll, Piers? In what poll?
You know what it comes under? You know what it comes under?
Do any of you know a trans athlete?
Jojo, you've had your chance. You didn't answer the question.
It's not about just sports, bro. It's keeping them out of our bathrooms. It's keeping them out of the women's prisons. It's keeping them out of everywhere. Man, look, women's space are sacred, bro. Men do not belong in women's sacred space, like when they're in the bathroom or when they're, you know what I'm saying, like somewhere in the, like, I don't know. I wouldn't know, okay? I'm not a woman, you feel what I'm saying? So it's like, women's spaces are sacred. That's why men aren't allowed in there unless they're, invited. But that's what I'm saying, dude. These people are so out of touch in reality, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. It's not just sports, asshat. You failed. You failed the mission.
I'm talking to Brian.
Do you know why?
I'm talking to Brian. The point is, Brian, it comes under this umbrella. Comes under the umbrella of common sense, what Trump calls the common sense revolution. And he says America is no longer going to be woke. That resonated, I think, third with people in America. And here's why. Because they had that one advert, you may remember, Kamala's for they, them, Donald Trump's for you. The New York Times, a liberal newspaper, said that could have moved the needle in the election by 3 points.
So Piers,
let me respond. Brian, hang on, Brian. Brian, here's my second clip I want to play you. This is all the Democrats wearing pink. Democrat women. Take a look at this.
Okay.
Oh, they're just pictures. Okay. We've got an overlay here. This is Democrat women, including trans Congresswoman Sarah McBride, wearing pink in protest at, quotes, Trump's protest of Trump's policies, which are negatively impacting women and families. Now, forgive me, Brian, but the utter, brazen, laughable double standard of wearing pink to support.
I'm going to give you a double standard.
Hang on. Let me finish.
You see, he won't even let Piers finish his question. He already said, I'm going to give you a double standard. You don't even bother to hear his question. That's why I'm like, there's no talking to these people. There's literally not even, it's not even a point of having a conversation with you guys, man.
To protest at Trump policies negatively impacting women when they all think it's fine for trans athletes to destroy the integrity of women's sport. Explain that to me.
Sure. You talk about protecting women and the gall of them to be wearing these outfits, when in half the states in this country, a woman cannot get an abortion and in some instances has to drive to another state. Geography should have no bearing over a woman's body. So if the Republicans on this panel care about women and care about women's safety,
how is that control of a woman's body? What are you talking about? Nobody got her pregnant except her and her significant mate. The doctor didn't get her pregnant. How is this even real, what these people are talking about, bro? That doesn't even make sense. How is that controlling her body? Nobody's making her drive to another state. That's just what she have to do. They don't do that here. That's just like going to that's just like going to a AutoZone and saying, yeah, can I get a Big Mac with 2 large fries? We don't do that here. We work on cars. We have car parts. We don't do that here. So you can't force AutoZone to make you flip burgers. You can't force these people to do what they don't want to do. You can't force these people to do that. Nobody forced you to have unprotected sex. And now you don't want the kid, and now you want to go kill it, basically. Nobody made you do. Nobody is making you do anything. You want to go do that. We just don't do that here. We don't do that here. So what's the problem? Right or wrong, chat?
Let's talk about the fact that in some of these states, if a woman is raped or the victim of incest, she has to be forced to have that rape baby. What I want is consistency, Piers. I answered your question.
Sorry, I got to keep on. Thank you, Michael Knowles. That's the perfect face I'm making. Like, what are you talking about, bro? What are you actually talking about? Do you know the numbers when it comes to abortion? This dude Brooke is literally the MVP for today, man. This dude is literally an asshat. You are literally an asshat, bro. The numbers when it comes to abortion, when it comes to grape, that's less than 1%. When it comes to incest, that's less than 1%. When it comes to the life of the mother, that's around 2%. So where is the other 90+% of abortions coming from, asshat? Explain that to me, asshat. Because you're not making sense. You keep talking about grape and this and the third. And honestly, I would say even half of those numbers aren't even real because women lie. What are you talking about? But we can continue because he clearly don't know the numbers, which is why they lost. This is what the Democrats ran on, is abortion, LGBT, and nonsense, bro. Now they're just malfunctioning like robots.
I played 2 sports in college. Yes, I agree. If you're born a man, transition to a woman, I don't believe you should be competing with women. I've been very consistent on that. However, Don't tell women what to do with their bodies. Don't tell women that it's okay. You should just drive to another state. If this is about protecting women, then you guys on this panel should be with me across the board and try to be consistent for once in your life when it comes to
Okay, no, Jojo, no. I'm going to no. You don't just shout when you want to.
And all right, bro. We don't want to get there. Okay, chill out, please. Just let her have her floor because she about to go nuts, bro.
You know what? As a woman on the panel, you just chose not to answer my question. You choose not to answer my question. Brian answered my question. Therefore, he has my respect.
This is
all
right.
I'm going to go to Michael now.
You're talking about an adjudicated rapist.
Well, if you're talking about not telling women what to do with their bodies, then I would encourage you, Brian, not to tell the roughly half of women in America not to go take their bodies and drive to the polling place and vote for pro-life candidates, which is what happens. I want to clarify here. You're saying that the women on the Democrat side wore pink.
Why are you looking stupid, bro? Did you not understand what he just said? These people are literally dumb. Bro, 50% of people voted against having abortions, bro. They're pro-Trump. They're pro-life. 50% of women are pro-life. Why are you looking stupid?
Pink jackets. I'll try to clear it up for you. About half of women are pro-life. Put it in blunter terms so that you can understand it.
That's what I'm saying. Did you not understand that? How do these people make Piers Morgan? I'm not understand, bro. I'm not even understand. I'm still lost on these two having an argument when it came to the DJ, the 13-year-old cancer patient, when they both agreed that they would both stand up and clap for him, and they were still arguing with the man. That don't even make sense. This panel is dumb as hell. This panel is dumb as hell, literally. Besides Michael Knowles, Blue Suit, and Piers, this panel's stupid. So clearly we know who the two stupid ones are.
If you want to tell them what to think and what to do with their bodies, I suppose that's your prerogative.
I very much understand it, Michael.
Hold on one second. I have a question for you.
No one told them what to do or what to think. No one did that.
My question is, you're saying that the pink jackets represent the attack on women's rights, but the only two issues we're talking about here are abortion. I'm sorry. I thought that was your implication, that there was an attack on women's rights.
No, I mean, maybe I need to clear things up for you, Michael, because don't put words in my mouth.
Why were they wearing pink? Why were they wearing pink?
Go really slow, Brian. Go really slow for him.
Okay, I'll be very clear to you, Michael, and I'll repeat what I just said, and maybe you can get the MAGA wax out of your ears, okay? I'll explain it to you, okay? There are a lot of women in this country that I speak to, apparently you don't, that believe Donald Trump is a threat to their rights. Now, a lot of different rights.
Which rights?
Abortion is one of them, Michael. So, Michael, hang on.
Okay, that's what I said.
There are women in this
right
country.
For a woman? A man can't have abortion. So what are you talking about? Men can't have abortion. I don't care what no leftoids say. Men can't have abortion. So an abortion is a woman's right. So what is, bro? Asshat is literally dense, bro.
Michael, I'm trying to clear it up for you.
Something called the SAVE Act, Michael.
Now he's trying to do reverse psychology. Like, yeah, you're the dumb one, not me. No, asshat. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, bro. It doesn't work like
20 seconds.
Including your pro-life women.
Okay.
Michael, Michael, hang on.
Michael knows the dumb.
Michael, I'm trying to clear it up for you, as you just said, okay? So I understand you're obsessed with this.
Look at the guy in the blue suit just patiently just waiting to speak, and he's just looking at these people like these people are insane. These people are literally insane.
I understand you're obsessed with this transgender issue, but even though it probably doesn't affect you in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, I'm glad you've clarified.
He's trying to answer you.
No, you were not. You were not totally right. You're totally wrong.
So I just,
you're not letting me even answer your question. You keep interrupting me.
No one can hear. If you talk over each other, nobody hears any of you. So
let me finish, Michael.
Brian, finish your point, then Michael, you respond.
Gaslighting for me.
The point I was trying to make is that if the idea with transgenders and women's sports is about women's safety, which I do tend to agree with, then you should also agree with the fact that women in this country, some of whom are raped or victims of incest, are forced to have that baby. If you care about women's rights and women's safety.
We already went down this, bro. The conditions of rape when it comes to abortions is less than 1%. The conditions of the life of the mother is, I believe, over 2%. And the numbers when it comes to incest is less than 1%, bro. So where the hell is the rest of the 90% of abortions coming from? Tell me that, asshat. You're not saying why are you keep saying the insignificant? I'm not saying I don't care about women getting raped or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm not saying I don't care about the life of the mother. Literally just had a kid, and I just saw it was the most traumatic thing I ever seen in my life. But the thing is, guys, I'm just talking strictly numbers here. The numbers are insignificant. What we want to get to the majority of what women are having abortions for, and they basically just having abortions because they just don't want the kid. Or it's financial reasons, I should say. But come on, man. Make it make sense, asshat.
Then let's do it across the board, Michael. Did I clear that up for you, Michael?
All right, Michael.
You cleared up that what I said was right.
Yeah, Michael. Yeah, I'm not stupid. You are. Yeah, my feelings were hurt, and my ego was hurt, and my tight-ass hat on my head. Yeah, bro. We get it, bro. Your ego was shattered, bro, because Michael Knowles just schooled you because you didn't know what the hell he was talking about. You guys are dumb.
Right. So I guess my question then is, if the pink represents the Democrats' advocacy of abortion and transgenderism in children, then what you're saying is that women's rights to Democrats are the right to kill their own children and to castrate the ones who survive.
Here
is
we
that
go.
right? Do I have that right?
To kill their own children. That's your.
Don't even answer that.
That's what abortion is.
No, hold on. I'll answer it. That's your definition
it wasn't a question,
of what a legal abortion is.
If you like.
Okay.
But you'll let
and
those kids grow up and get killed in a school shooting, right, Michael? That's how pro-life.
Say it again. Sorry.
Hang on. Before I go to Matt, before I go to Matt, I'm going to ask Jojo.
Starving children.
Jojo, I'm going to ask you a question. A simple question. What
are you talking
Give me a simple answer, Jojo.
Literally, though. What are you talking about, lady? What are you talking about? Oh, man. What is she talking about? I gotta run that back.
Children.
Jojo, before I go to Matt, before I go to Matt, I'm going to ask Jojo.
Starving children.
Jojo, I'm going to ask you a question.
Feeding starving? What are lady? What is she talking about, bro? What are you? She's literally, her brain is literally melting live, bro. What are you even talking about, lady? You're insane.
Before I go to Matt, I'm going to ask Jojo.
Starving children.
Jojo, I'm going to ask you a question. A simple question.
What are you talking
Give me a simple answer,
Literally.
Jojo. What is a woman, Jojo?
Yes.
Here we go.
Well, a woman is whatever. If you feel like you're a woman, then you're a woman. I know I'm a woman.
So we back with this. We back with this bullshit again. We back with this bullshit again. I thought we already established what a woman was. So now we going back to this nonsense? Okay. All right.
I identify as a woman.
So if I feel like a woman right now, I'm a woman?
I'm not threatened.
Look, even Asshat know that was a bad response. Even he just shook his head. Let me go back.
I identify as a woman.
So if I feel like a woman right now, I'm a woman?
I'm not threatened.
Look,
what would you feel like?
If you feel like you're a woman, it's your identity, sure.
So hang on, just to be clear.
I'm sorry, what's a man? Piers, what's your definition of a man?
Just to be clear,
what's your definition of a man?
So just to be clear, if
a man is an adult human male with XY chromosomes. An adult human Homo sapien man with XY chromosomes. That is literally what a man is. I'm not understanding. And it's the same thing just with female and you just put XX. It's that simple, lady. That's simple biology. If you can't acknowledge simple biology, I'm not talking to you. Like, seriously, though, like, this is what an average American thinks out here. If you can't acknowledge the fact that a boy is a boy and a girl is a girl, why the hell am I even talking to you? You don't even make sense.
I feel like a woman right now, I am a woman. Is that your position?
And if you feel like you are a woman, Piers, and you want to walk around identifying as a woman, it is not my prerogative to tell you that you
cannot. Am I a woman?
I identify as a woman. What is a man, Piers?
Yeah,
what is a man?
A man is
Donald Trump a man?
Human.
Can I?
That's it.
Piers, can I jump into that question?
An adult human male. Adult human male.
Adult human male is a man.
An adult human male.
Can I finally get
and a woman is an adult human.
Bro, she is like a dumb blonde, bro. Literally. She is making y'all look like she's definitely fitting a stereotype for blonde white women.
Female. Adult
can I
human
finally
female.
You're asking what a woman is.
Adult
I am a
human
woman. I identify
male.
as a woman.
Okay, but just to be clear,
Piers, can I answer that
yes,
question?
You got actual women, bro, saying they identify as a woman. That is absolutely insane.
on, Matt. I'm going to bring Matt in. I just want to just
Matt,
sort of
you
double
really
down
need
on
to
this.
stay out of this one, friend.
I just want to be clear,
wanna
Jojo.
You don't want to go here, Matt.
Jojo said if you feel like a woman, you're a woman. So, Jojo, final time. If I now say I feel like a woman.
It's not about
No, sorry,
biology.
I'm asking you a question. Stop talking. If I now say I feel like a woman, am I a woman?
God.
Am I a woman? If I say
If
I
you
feel
like a woman, you're a woman.
Wow.
What does that mean, though? What does that mean?
And what does
that mean,
Piers,
Piers?
Yo, this lady is insane. They got Piers going off, bro.
What does that mean, though? What does that mean?
And what
What does that mean,
Piers, I'd like to answer
Why,
that.
and why do you care so much?
What does
why
it
do you
mean?
care so much?
That I can just say.
The famous liberal line, guys. Why you care so much? Oh my Lord, man! They got Piers over there going crazy. Look, man. What do you mean? Why do we care so much? Because we don't want them in our bathrooms. We don't want them in women's bathrooms. Look, first of all, why don't you see women fighting to go in men's bathrooms? You see men fighting to go in women's bathrooms, but you don't see women to fight to go in men's bathrooms. Why is that, man? Because women aren't stupid. Y'all ain't dumb. Why do you what are we doing? What are we talking about right now, man? Like, come on here.
Wow.
What does that mean, though? What does that mean?
That is
and
What
crazy.
does that mean,
Piers, I'd like
Piers?
to answer
Why,
that.
and why do you care so much?
What does
why
it
do you
mean?
care so
That
much?
was
That I can just say
Michael,
I'm a
were
woman
you
and
in
you
a
think I'm a
sexual
woman.
conflict
Let
with
me bring
another
in
guy?
Matt.
Do you
Let me
want to
bring
talk
in
about
Matt.
what
I
it
mean,
is?
Oh my God.
even Brian has rolled his eyes at the lunacy of what you just said.
Can I?
Let me bring in Matt.
No, here's
Let
what
me bring in
Brian
Matt.
didn't roll his eyes
I
at
need
me.
20 seconds.
Brian didn't roll his eyes at me.
No, I want Matt to have 20 seconds.
Piers,
Matt can have 20
just
seconds.
wanna answer that
I'll
question.
come to you, Brian. Wait your turn.
I'll be
Everybody
really
wait their
How
fast.
many
turn.
allegations have there been against
Matt.
Matt Flap of groping
Matt,
young
I'm
men?
going to ask
How
you,
many?
Matt. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you as a woman because I'm feeling like a woman, and according to JoJo, that means I'm a woman.
That's fine.
So speaking to you
more
as a
power to
woman,
you, Piers.
Matt, to me, that answer she just gave perfectly epitomizes the ridiculous place the Democrats have now found themselves, where anyone in self-identity world can go, "I'm a woman," and everybody has to say, "You're a woman." It is bullshit.
It's really not a question of what somebody wants to be in their individual life at all. Jojo asked this question, why do you care? I don't think anybody cares that much. It's when those choices start to impact other people. The reason why biological men being in girls'
blue suit don't say nothing. He come in cooking. Thank you.
It's such a problem for moms and dads is because it starts to affect other people. When you get to determine what science is from a group of people that are always lecturing people like me that you don't know what the science is, and they won't actually go back to their biology
this stuff isn't real, bro. This is what pisses me off, bro. Y'all acting like this isn't real, like this isn't a real problem in America, bro. Come on with that nonsense.
Textbooks from 3rd and 4th and 5th grade to answer these basic questions. Is that child in the womb a life? Well, of course it is. Is it a human life? Well, of course it is. Is gender determined while that child is in the womb? Well, of course it is. Now, you can disagree with what life has legal standing or not, but you can't deny the science behind all this. Once we start losing our societal moorings around these basic truths, we can't get anywhere politically.
I don't
Okay, I want to play. I want to play Brian.
That's wrong, bro. These people are literally insane, bro. I can't.
Hey, Brian, a clip here. Brian, hang on. I want to move on. We've only got 5 minutes left. I want to play a clip of Ben Shapiro, your namesake, talking about Derek Chauvin, the cop who's doing life for murdering George Floyd. Let's take a look at what Ben said.
Here we go.
If we are issuing pardons, however, there is one person that President Trump should pardon from federal charges forthwith. It would be incredibly controversial, but I think that it's absolutely necessary. That person is Derek Chauvin. President Trump should, in fact, pardon Derek Chauvin. He should. He should pardon him his federal charges.
What's your response to that, Brian?
Absolutely. That Derek Chauvin is a murderer. He's a convicted.
Dude, this is how out of touch of reality you people are. the guy that they're defending. This dude literally was a career criminal who dealt drugs, did assault, and all type of horrendous things, guys. Even to babies who aren't even born yet. But clearly they don't care about that because they're leftoids, right? But I digress when it comes to that. But the guy literally we literally just talked about this, like I would say like 15, 20 minutes ago. The dude died from fentanyl. It was literally 11.0 grams of fentanyl in his system. You need 3.0 to die. And he had 3.0 grams of methamphetamine. The dude was literally dead. He already had an enlarged heart. He had heart conditions already that was really bad. You're defending a criminal who was already damn near dead from the jump. When he got pulled over, he had a big ass white bag in his mouth. Like I made the video already and I made a post about it. Come on, dude. Let's be real here. But let's see what these dummies got to say.
Murderer, and Michael likes to talk about autopsies. Let's talk about autopsies. There were 2 autopsies in that case.
I just gave
Both
you the
found
autopsy.
that he didn't die of natural causes or drugs. He died because of Derek Chauvin's knee on his neck for 8 minutes.
But he did though. Do you really? One look at George Floyd and I can tell you do drugs. Stop playing with me, bro. See, you're a dumbass white liberal that don't even live in the hood. I'm from the hood, bro. I know how drug addicts look, bro. George Floyd he literally looks like a drug addict. What are you talking about? I know dudes like George Floyd that do drugs, bro. Come on, the guy that sold him the drugs, the guy that sold him the drugs, he was put in court. He was put on the stand. They asked him, did the drugs that you sold George Floyd that day produce fentanyl? He literally pled the fifth. So you guys already know what that means. The drug consisted of fentanyl. Come on, guys. The dude that sold it to him pled the fifth because he didn't want to perjure himself because they found, fentanyl in the drugs. So, I mean, I'm not understanding, asshat.
On his stomach and his hands were behind his back in handcuffs. Ben Shapiro is a moron. Derek Chauvin is a murderer. And he, in my opinion, Chauvin should, the rest of his life, he should be behind bars. For Ben Shapiro, who is one of the biggest right head talking points for you guys, to say that Derek Chauvin deserves a pardon is absolutely and utterly absurd. And I wonder if George Floyd was white and Derek Chauvin was black. Same thing.
Here we go. We always got to go back to the fucking race baiting or Donald Trump, bro. This is what I am so sick of, bro. I'm black, bro, and you're white, and I'm sick of hearing this crap. Literally. That's happened.
I wonder if Ben Shapiro would be saying the same thing about Derek Chauvin. Obviously, the answer is no.
Okay, Michael, I want to read. Hang on, everyone. I want to read, Michael. That in his letter to President Trump, Ben Shapiro wrote, the massive overt pressure on the jury to return a guilty verdict, regardless of the evidence or any semblance of impartial deliberation. He said, noting that even elected lawmakers prejudged the outcome of the trial and took to national media to create pressure on the jury to go along with their preferred narrative. So, Ben, they're arguing that if it hadn't been for the global outcry over the video clip, which we all saw, which, by the way, I thought was shocking and outrageous. And I personally don't agree with Ben that Chauvin should get a pardon. But it's an interesting argument that he's making here. What do you think of it?
Well, it pains me to say anything nice about my friend Ben Shapiro, but I do think that he is totally spot on here. One also has to remember that there are state charges and federal charges here. The federal charge is just a civil rights charge. And I don't think there's any evidence that Derek Chauvin violated George Floyd's civil rights. I mean, to the point that Brian just made, he brought up the medical examiner's report, the autopsies. I guess the question, I think we're aware, my dear, the question is, how much fentanyl was in George Floyd's system?
There you go.
Since you read the report.
Not why he died.
11.
Let me ask you.
Hold on.
Let me ask you a
question.
It was 11.
Was it significantly
higher? I understand
higher
that there was fentanyl in it.
Well, it was 11. Yeah. And then you only need 3.0 to die.
System, but that wasn't the cause of death.
Was it like
oh my, you know what, guys? I'm gonna have to end the video right there. Guys. I'm sorry. I can't do it no more, man. I can't do it no more. I literally can't. Guys, liberals are insane, bro. What do you mean, bro? That wasn't the cause of death. You mean to tell me 11.0 grams of fentanyl along with 3.0 grams of methamphetamine isn't going to be the cause of death? This dude is literally drinking crack, bro. It's like at this point, you're drinking crack. The dude just said that 11.0 grams of fentanyl isn't the reason of death when you only need 3.0 grams of fentanyl to die. This dude is out of his mind.
That wasn't the cause of death.
Limit, or the lethal
what was the
limit,
cause of death, Michael? Irrelevant. Irrelevant. What was the cause of death, Michael? Answer my question.
Well, so are you going to charge fentanyl and murder
the
then?
real answer is
answer the question.
I guess another. I guess so
the coroner should not question
right? I just answered it 3 times.
The coroner was
what's the answer,
right,
Michael? Michael.
Yeah.
Michael. In
I
both of the autopsies, what did? What was the cause of death in both of the autopsies?
What was the cause of death?
OD, bro.
What was the cause of death?
That's not long before the officer's knee was on his
Pierce,
back.
your guest is spreading misinformation.
He's not dealing in reality.
Okay.
Pierce's
point. Let me ask the one.
And then they use this to grift, though, man. That's the worst part about this. Like, they use this man, even though he was a criminal, like, I don't like death. And they use this man's death to make money and market and basically just ruin things and loot and just be degenerates. It's crazy.
Personally, by the way,
Michael
Matt,
just says whatever he wants.
I just thank Matt for just very quietly and calmly waiting his turn to speak.
Yeah, it's because I have 5 daughters. That's why I'm very used to this.
Great answer. You're a very patient man by necessity. Let me ask you, Matt, what's your view of this?
Bro, what is wrong with this lady, bro? Why are you looking weird when he said he has 5 daughters? Like, what are you, weird? Like,
so you're a very patient man by necessity. Let me ask you, Matt, what's your view of this?
It's weird, guys. This lady is weird as hell. Look at her face when he said he has 5 daughters. Like, that's bad. He's repopulating the earth. What's wrong? You do realize if your mom aborted you, you wouldn't be here, right?
I see Ben Shapiro's argument. I don't really agree with it, but I see the argument. What's your view?
So let me just start I'll go through it really fast. I was for the commutations and pardons on J6 because I felt like they got an unfair treatment in D.C. And 4 years of prosecution by persecution. Bro. I look at what happened in Minnesota. I don't think there's any way a cop in that situation, with what came down from around the globe and with the media behind it, could have expected to get a fair trial. That being said, I think on all these questions of our jurisprudence, one of the presidential prerogatives very clearly in the Constitution on federal charges, as Michael points out, is that the president has undisputed, unlimited pardoning power. And I think when you've had a legal system that's been so off the rails, it's actually been harder for white guys to get justice than minorities in a lot of these major cities because of the low judges. Yeah. I think the president should look at all these cases, and I think he should pardon people every Friday. And I think when people have been tortured by the system, even guilty, there comes a point when you have to stop.
And they let
well, it's quite obvious to me that
black cops get pardoned if you're a white. If you're a white guy who kills a black, if you're a white cop who kills a black guy, you get a pardon. Okay.
Quite obvious to me that Jojo agrees with every word you just say, Matt. So we're going to leave the debate there. Thank you.
Yeah, guys, that's the end of the video, guys. And this, honestly, it was just a headache. But, guys, make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe button. Tune in next time, and we're going to be doing more reactions like this in the future. And I'll see you guys later, and I am out of here. Peace out.